Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. The judge turned to them and shouted, "We've waited long enough. Time to draw lots. Single battles will be fought in the form of tag teams. There are 3 numbers inside. The first and second will fight, while the third will fight the loser of the first fight and then the winner of the first match. These 3 rounds will determine your performance and evaluation." The judge's hands lit up and presented a bamboo tube holding the 3 numbers. Mystical Heaven Sect and Beast Taming Sect's elders stepped forward to draw. The fiends, however, only watched the entrance, catching no shadow of Zhuo Fan and the rest, and their anxiety mounted. Elder, our people are running late. Could we maybe wait for a while longer?" Rubbing his greasy palms, Fiend Yang fawned. The judge stared back at him like a whitewashed wall, but without all the emotion. "The time is up, and no one will wait for you. So hurry up and draw your lot. If you're lucky to draw third, you will have bought yourself the time." "I understand, I do, but..." Fiend Yang scratched his cheek, looking lost at the elder while pacing around. The elder snapped, "Draw now or forfeit." "I will." "Sheesh, it's just a number." Fiend Yang's mouth sank, and he noticed his 2 pals were just as conflicted. So he moved in closer. "Fiend Yang, make it damn good." "You do it then." Fiend Yang barely took a step, and they shouted at him. Enraged, he glared back and gave a reply of his own. Fiendine shrugged, flicking his hand, "Forget I said anything." With gloom seeping out of every pore, Fiend Yang dragged his feet to the judge under the snicker of the opponent's elders. His face sank and roared with all his fury, cursing Zhuo Fan's entire lineage. In his mind, that is. Damn that wretched brat. What the hell is taking him so long? Now I'm the patsy. Venerable Yang, please. Elder Yun snickered as he made an exaggerated flourish for him to go first, with the kindest of intentions, of course. Elder Lu had a taunting look constantly plastered on his face. Fiend Yang's face twitched, and he glared at Elder Yun. "If it weren't for us, this old coot would be dead. Now he's laughing it up at my expense. You haven't heard the last of me." Venting a bit on the inside to cool the towering fury, Fiend Yang set his jaw and stuffed his fat hand inside for the number. But the number was anything but reassuring, going by his tearful and devastated eyes. "What's the number?" Fiend Gui asked. Fiend Yang was greatly ashamed as he gave it to the others. "Sorry, my luck's in the pits today. I picked number 1. The other fiends sighed, while the opponent's elders laughed at his misfortune. Their disciples were still dragging their feet. Now that they had to go first, they'd be losing points. Talk about starting off on the wrong foot. Watching the 2 gloat and enjoying others' pain, Fiend Yang could do nothing but bottle it up. The 2 coots were taking their sweet time drawing their own numbers, with as much flair as possible. Beast Taming Sect was number 2, Fighting Demon Scheming Sect, while Mystical Heaven Sect was number 3. Woe is me, here I was going to showcase the full extent of my sect's prowess, but how could I when the Demon Scheming Sect falls short? I urged them not to come, and they actually listened. I'm sorry, I'd have to take this easy win from you, I really am. Hui Xiong's arrogance knew no bounds, his head swelling with unfounded pride. The fiends were seething, their hearts flaming mad. Not like they could act on it, not here, at the Double Dragon Gathering. With the Demon Scheming Sect's disciples failing to show on time, why don't you fight us instead? Everyone set their eyes on Shui Ruahua cupping their hands. Then she bowed at the judge. Smiling, Fiend Yang thanked her. "You're truly kind, girl. Elder, Mystical Heaven Sect is willing to take our place. Let them go first." "Nonsense, when did we agree?" Elder Yun's outraged shout echoed and bowed to the judge. "Elder, my disciple doesn't know what she's saying." Then he glared at Shui Ruahua. "What are you standing around for? Get back." Shui Ruahua gave Fiend Yang an apologetic look and sighed, going back to her sisters. She saw this as a good chance to pay back the favor of having the Demon Scheming Sect save them. But she knew the elders' intent even more. Zhuo Fan was far too strong. Letting them have a round's handicap couldn't be better. But this in turn was immoral and unethical. It was burning bridges once one had got what he wanted. The girls felt for Shui Ruohua, finding Elder Yun's choice highly improper. Chu Qingcheng, the once leader of the Drifting Flowers edifices, had been through many scraps of all kinds. Senior sister, we are adversaries now and there's no need to show mercy. Besides, this little hiccup will hardly stall him. The other started. Isn't Qingcheng on young Master Zhuo's side? Why is she not minding this? Did their love turn into hatred? None of them truly knew Zhuo Fan, not like Chu Qingcheng. She knew full well what he needed and what he had no desire for. Just like now, he didn't need their help over such a trifle. Chu Qingcheng had a vague smile. Old Yun, you call yourself a man and a righteous cultivator on top of that? You're worse than a child. Fiend Yang mocked him. Elder Yun deflected, there's nothing between our sections. You explained what happened clearly, that it was just running into each other. What's so wrong with both of us taking the same path? We owe you nothing. Now that we are rivals, it goes double. We don't have to do anything for you. Why you? Fiend Yang started with a red face. He hated mystical heaven-sex cruel heart. He wouldn't have helped if he knew it then. They were better off dead at Yen Mo's hand. The others looked on curiously, unaware of what happened between them. As the mastermind behind the troubles, Yen Mo knew too well, but even he couldn't take the clan's hypocrisy. Righteous sect alright, nothing but fake-ass and ungrateful pricks that even I feel sorry for the demon scheming sect. They can't fight either because of this. It's truly a shame, especially that guy. Yen Mo rubbed his chin. The Han brothers eyed him, waiting for the guest of honor. Yongning and Shuang were tense, their hearts in their throats. Are demon scheming sect's disciples coming or not? If they aren't, this round will be forfeit. The judge declared. The fiends were getting nervous. While beast taming sect's side was puffing out their chests. Any more and they'd pop. Then came a surreal aura of unimaginable power, making everyone gasp. It was soon followed by a very particular and well-known voice. My bad. Demon scheming sect has arrived. At long last. All people, without fail, turned toward the entrance. The great Han brothers and Yen Mo were no exception. The fiend's eyes sparkled, thanking their ancestors, the gods above and below. They came at long friggin' last. Any later, and we'd have been forfeiting. Tap. Casual footsteps grew louder as they approached. Passing through the shadow of the entrance was Zhuo Fan's sinister grin out in all its glory. While Qi Chonglong and the rest behind him looked mighty dark, their eyes chilling. They were wild animals on the prowl. The shocker was the energy they were oozing out, one stronger than the next. Yen Mo and the Han brothers widened their eyes, how is this possible? Beside Zhuo Fan in the third layer radiant stage, the others looked practically remade, their power surging with youth and boldness. Qi Chonglong, Lu Xia, and Bai Lian, the top elites were in the ethereal stage, at the third layer. Gue who was in the second layer, Kue Lang and Yu Ling in the first layer. Tai Ying, Kue Gang, and Yu had taken the heaven-reaching pill before, and their results were subdued this time. That, however, did not stop them from reaching the sixth layer radiant stage from the second layer. Of demon scheming sect's 10 disciples, 6 were in the ethereal stage, 3 in the 6th layer of radiant stage, and only 1 in the 3rd layer, Zhuo Fan. He kept his nose down, letting every ethereal stage expert underestimate the freak buried deep within. Such a lineup was hardly present in the middle 3 sects and more seen among the superior 3 sects. Yen Mo eyed the team with a sweaty brow. It's no longer one man that is the problem, but the whole team. Han Yunfeng was still reeling from the shock, glaring at his brothers. What the hell is this? Half of the demon scheming sect's disciples are in the ethereal stage. What kind of testing did you even do back then? You couldn't even pick up this critical intelligence? The two were just as floored, stammering to come up with a proper answer. We don't know. Where the hell did they come from? Second young Master Han then noticed Chi Chonglong and the rest they wiped the floor with. Second young Master Han cried like he'd seen a ghost. Brother, just months ago 3 of them were only in the 8th and 9th layer radiant stage. How the hell did they reach the 3rd layer of the ethereal stage then? This is impossible. You're telling me they weren't in the ethereal stage? Han Yunfeng stared at the trio, then at second young Master Han, finding it hard to believe, even for him, no way. Even you, brother, just now entered the ethereal stage with all our sect's resources. How could a low sect get so much on their hands in such a short time? Second young Master Han was mind blown. Brother, how should I know? You can ask third brother, he'll tell you the same thing. It's them all right. But to see them advance so fast gives me the chills. Third young Master Han cried out as well. A black cloud loomed over their faces at the dark times ahead. Han Yunfeng squinted, we can't look down on the demon scheming sect any longer. They aren't just a threat to our position but are fully capable of replacing us. Change of plans. We have to do all we can to not get last place in the middle 3 sects fights, and we can escape the demon scheming sect's threat. The other 2 gave a heavy nod. Where's the one you guys mentioned? Is it among the 6 ethereal stage experts? Han Yunfeng asked. The 2 frowned and shook their heads. Third young Master Han pointed at Zhuo Fan with fear in his eyes. Brother, it's that punk. Don't let his low cultivation fool you, he's a monster. I know. Han Yunfeng sized the team up. The ethereal stage experts are walking behind him, so his strength must be more than it seems. Anyone that takes his cultivation at face value will suffer for it. Han Yunfeng pondered, 6 ethereal stage experts and 1 monster. The demon scheming sect is becoming more and more of a mystery.